Hello my crafty friends, it's time once again for another quick video on putting together a quick and simple card. So this is the card we're going to be making today. We're going to be using the Autumn Leaves stamp set. I'm just going to be using I'm Thankful for All You Do from this stamp set. And we're also going to be using the Layering Florals embossing folder. So last week we showed you the card where the embossing folder was the background, and today the embossing is going to be more of the foreground. So we're also using the Wildly Flowering Designer Series paper. So I'm actually going to use this version of the Designer Series paper today, but it's going to be the same concept as this card. And you can also emboss your folder. You can also emboss your envelope. You can emboss the flap, and that makes it really nice and has no naked envelopes. So let's go ahead and get started today. So I put some of my pieces right here. So what I did is I cut too many pieces here. So this one's going to be my inside piece. I'll set that over here. So what I did is I took the Moody Mauve Card Stock, and this is, how big is this? This is a 3x3 square, and this is a half inch, half inch, 3/4 inch, 1 1/4 inch, and 1.5 inches. And then, so first I cut them in strips, and then I laid them in the embossing folder so that they were right next to each other, so that way when you pull them apart they still look like they go together. And then this white cardstock is 3 inches by 4 1/4 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these out. So if you see on this one, I just laid them out, and so I'm going to lay them out here. I'm going to lay them out first so that I can get my spacing like I want it, and then I will glue them down. And so I've done this a couple times, and what I've decided is I like a little more room on the outside of my white cardstock underneath and a little less room in between. So we're going to do that. So because this is a pretty deep, it's a 3D embossing, try to get your glue make sure you get your glue on the flat part here. And you don't need it at the top or the bottom because it's going to hang over. So just put plenty of glue on here. And we're going to stick this down like so. Now my things are all messed up again, but I think I can do this here. All right, so we're going to put some more glue here. I'm going to line these up top and bottom, and then some more glue on this one. There we go. And then on this little tiny piece here. Line everything up top and bottom. Let's get that a little closer. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside for just a second, and I'm gonna go ahead and fold my cardstock. So this is Early Espresso, and it is 8.5 across by 5.5 down, and it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere my Designer Series paper, so I have to decide if that is right side up or is that right side up. I think I like it just better this way for these flowers. Okay, so let's get some glue on the back of this. And you'll notice our Designer Series paper is double-sided, and so if you wanted to use the blue side, which is the Misty Moonlight, you can do that, but I'm going to use this more colorful side. So I'm just going to line this up here. Okay, so I want to pop this up, so I'm going to put some dimensionals on it. Since it's a fairly large, we're going to need quite a few dimensionals. Alright, so that should cover it. So I'm going to peel these backs off. Alright, so I'm going to center this on my card, like so. Alright, so now let's do some stamping here. So I'm going to use the early Espresso to do I'm Thankful, and then the Moody Mauve for All You Do. So go ahead and this is I think this is 5/8 inch wide. You can make it as long or as short as you want. So go straight down and straight up. All right, so put this away. And then we have Moody Mauve. So I like these little stamps. They're really tiny, but they fit really well right down inside that. So there we go. So now what I'm going to do is take my paper snips here, and I'm just going to make this angled here, like so. And then I want to line up this early Espresso, and this is 3/8 inch wide, to how the length I want it sticking out. So let me go ahead and put some glue on the back of this, down the middle. And then I will adhere this like so. It's about how much I want it sticking out. So let's look at the back, and it's a little crooked. So when you use this glue, it gives you a little bit of wiggle room to work. Okay, so now I'm just going to trim off this extra piece here, like so. All right, and now I'm going to also put a dimensional on the bottom here so that it's popped up, and then I'll glue down the rest of it. So I want it right on the very, very edge, like so. Let's put some glue here, keep it adhered. There we go. Now let's just add a few embellishments here. So these have little flowers, and so I like to put the little embellishment right on the middle of the flower. That turns out pretty cool. I'm going to do this one over here like so. And there you go. So the only thing we have left to do is to decorate the inside. So again, this is 4 by 5 1/4. And we're just going to put this little piece of designer series paper there. Too many things in the way here. Let's glue this down real quick. Just going to make it flush on this side. And then we'll glue this down like so. And there we go. I'm going to leave it blank because I like to leave my thank you cards blank so that I can really personalize it to whoever I'm sending it to. So there you go. Simple card, and this uses your embossing on the as the focal point and not as the background. So hope you enjoyed it. Have a fun and crafty day, my friends.